One-on-one. The point with this assignment we're going to do right now is I want you guys to understand where to start. Seems like that's still one of the biggest hurdles is what to do first. So the first thing I like to do, and especially since I haven't even told you what this should be yet, the first thing is we got to figure out what this is. We need to break that down into operations we know how to handle. We got to break it down into variables we're comfortable with. For example, when I said you need to store a grade, the light bulb should have gone off of the grade. Well, that's a number, so I know I shouldn't store that as a boolean or a char. I need some kind of float to store that grade. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to define how our text adventure should work, and move on from there. I think we're not going to do move north to south, or should we? I think we'll do more of a text adventure in the sense of like a twine game, more like a choose your own adventure. You'll have some dialogue with things, and you'll have options on what to do. So the user's never going to type go north, pick up 6. They're just going to say choice 1, choice 2, choice 3, that kind of stuff. So if you come across a clearing, if you wish to go choice 1 left, choice 2 right. There's a troll, if you wish to say, hey stinky troll, choice 1, or I'll answer your riddles, choice 2, that kind of stuff. So what does it mean for input? I just kind of put some limits on our input. What's our input always going to be?
3 choices.
Yeah, it can be more than 3 choices. But what's the data type going to be? Integers. Integers. It's always going to be an integer. We're not going to deal with, like I said, no pick up 6, go north. I don't want us to deal with strings. I don't even want us to deal with characters. We'll just do an int. So right now, I'm not even typing code. I just got my notebook up. In fact, and it makes it better. I'll use Notepad so we don't do this. So, text adventure. Number input. Player will be given numbered options. Okay. So let's just start at the beginning. If there's some text, the first time the player plays this game, what's the user story going to be like? What's the player's experience?
Welcome to the name of the game. Welcome to Text Adventure.
Well, that's what the screen's doing. So talk to me like I'm a child. What's the user experience? How about a window pops up? It's probably the first thing that happens. Okay. When I say user story or user experience, you really should break it down into every individual thing. So the user story for first playing this game is what?
Game opening.
A window pops up on screen. And it's going to display some text. And then what?
And then we'll ask new game.
It already displayed. If the window pops up, window outputs text, what's the next step after output?
After output?
Input. User types in a number, and then what happens?
You go from there, like...
We get some new output. And then the user does what?
More input.
Right. So it's going to keep going with some kind of output, some kind of input. We're always going to alternate between those two things. Now, for a text adventure, we need to now break down what the story is like. We know we need output and input. And we already said the input's easy. It's just going to be one of the numbered options. It's figuring out the output that's the tougher part. So I'll even write this with input. Output. Now we're doing a text adventure. It's basically a choose your own adventure or choose your own story. So what kind of things do we need to store to keep track of the story?
Position?
Position. I'll say location. Right, we're not even talking about code right now. We're just talking about what is the choose your own adventure have. It's got location. What else does it have? Characters. We need to keep track of characters. Right? Just doing a basic list of things we think we'll need to keep track of.
Inventory. Monster list.
What else did you say?
Monster list.
I'll say enemies, which might be a subset of character.
How about, like, experience?
I'll give you a second. We'll have to experience system. We'll say inventory is just the catch-all for player stats. And we can just even say player. The player should store his inventory, and sure, he wants experience. While some choose your adventurers typically don't have experience, they usually do have points. Let's just say, doing 6 points, it means you've just done 6 things. I don't really know why those are included, but it's also cool when you're like checking some adventure game, they're like, I got the 123, I'm like, I beat the game at 120, I must have missed 3 things. What else do we want to store? We said location, characters, player size. That's actually pretty good. Let's say there's a location with a gate and you don't have the key. You'll have different output that says, you see a big gate, it is locked. Then when you show up at that location with the key, what should it say?
Unlocked.
Would you like to
Or
open it?
say, you see a big gate. Would you like to use your key or something like that? Or the lock looks like the key in your inventory, right?
It'll give you a hint.
So let's work under the presumption that we can start kind of coming up the hierarchy of how we want to store things. Let's start with location. Location's kind of the big one, right? We usually are going to a place and doing something there. So the location will probably end up being some kind of struct. What was the location stored? And then literally think about, we're in a location right now. What's in a location?
Scenery.
Is environment. What else?
Event.
Some kind of event, right? Where are characters? In that location. If you go, you say, I wish to go into I unlock the gate and I go into the scary hallway. And it says, you are in the scary hallway, there's a big monster. Right? So location should store who is there. You want to, like, there's a troll. And then if you kill the troll next time, there should be no troll, right?
Yeah.
We're going to build a bunch of structures that are going to keep track of all this information.
So could we say run, but it gives you a percentage chance to run? Like you could, like, and then it will attack you if like.
Into the input as 1, 2, 3, or 4, but if one of those numbers says run away, then yeah, every monster could have different odds for getting away. Stuff like that. Sure, no problem.
Should we are we going to include like a health bar system, something like that, like a health system?
Sure.
Wouldn't that be under player status?
So that all tabs under player, exactly. So again, how does the game, what's the user story like? Describe the user experience of playing this game.
Where are we? Are we in outer space? Are we in the woods? No.
I just want to. This is stuff that is important to the code. If our locations are lunar base and the moon, whatever. If our locations are cavern and somewhere else, the code doesn't need to know so much. It just needs to know where you are and what is there. Now, what was the user experience?
An exchange of input and output.
You input, you get output. You input, you get output. That's it, right?
It's going to be a very long code.
That's all user experience means. Especially in a game this simple, that's all you can do. You type a number, you see the results of what you did, you type a number, you see the results of what you did. Now in our text adventure, how are we doing output? I'll give you a hint. It's in the name of the game.
Is this text?
Text. We're only dealing with text. We have no visuals, we just have text. Exactly like doors. Absolutely.
Like that one book.
So all our output is text. Ultimately, what are most of these variables going to come down to?
Text.
Most of them are going to end up being text. Even if you have health, at some point, because your health is now 5. It's going to only let you know what your health is, but it's displayed visually. So let's talk about locations. For locations, we need some kind of description or introduction. Basically, we need to our world we break it up into locations. Our locations are going to hold descriptions, and then the additional information.
So like
Location, so descriptions.
What is that?
like weather and terrain?
Or who's there and what items you have.
Gotcha.
Now we're going to make a very short story first. Okay, so don't, even though we just talked about a lot of stuff, we're going to start small. So the first thing I want us to deal with is figuring out a location.
Like where we started?
What's that?
Like where we started?
The usual like starting place that needs to be destroyed.
You wake up.
You know,
Ever.
we're not going to build this necessarily in order. We just need to make the code first. We need to come up with the structure of our code. Then we'll put in all those fun things. So speaking of code structure, you see the struct for location. A player is always going to be at some location. Every time you change locations, it needs to tell you where you just went. For most text adventures, you'll say something like go north, and I'll say, you see a clearing, there is a troll. You kill the troll, and you back to the clearing, you'll say, you see a clearing. It's bright green. Right? So it'll always start with you see a valley, or you see a clearing, or you see the dark door, or whatever. So we need to store a bunch of those different outputs, all of that text information. So we'll have location, then we'll probably have some kind of introduction. Intro text. What should it say afterwards? You were in a clearing. Then what?
Choose either go north, south, east, or west.
Choose 1, choose 2, choose 3.
What's in the clearing, though? What about only one thing to be at the location?
In the clearing,
Description. Clearing description.
Right. If there's, let's say there's a key somewhere. If you go to the clearing, it says you're in a clearing, you see something shiny under some leaves. And then what? Maybe one of those options will say search leaf. It says you got a key. Right? Those kind of things. You have to break interactions down into small individual chunks.
But maybe if you go through the leaves, then the next step you get ambushed by orcs.
What we'll have is we will always have an intro text. We always just want to say where you are. So if I say go into the woods, the next thing it will display is you go into the woods, or the woods seem haunted and mysterious, and the next thing will be whatever the event is for that area. Now an area could have multiple events. Maybe you kill the troll and you pick up a key, or the troll's there the first time, you kill him, he's gone, or he runs away to another location. Maybe there's a bad guy who's always moving around. We don't want to say that an area only has one thing to do. We might change that, our minds about that. So since there can be multiple events,
Events.
we
Creation
can come with
events.
either an event list that everything has, some array of events. If we define this more, maybe it is, if there is just a row of enemies. The first thing is check for enemies. Right? So we'll check for
Event.
enemies,
All right.
and then we'll check for events. Let's go ahead and let's try and start coding. But anytime you can break down your idea into smaller and smaller pieces, that's going to help you know where to start these things. So I'm going to go over to code now. I've got nothing yet, right? Completely empty.
iOS stream include.
I can start with, so my include statement. Stream.
And then
Include string. That's what we use for output. Namespace. We might eventually also add random numbers, but I'm not worried about that right now.
Time H.
yeah, that's for random, right?
Yeah, I don't need time.h unless I'm doing random numbers. And right now, I don't think I need any. We might change our minds later, so let's keep it simple. So right now, this is something you all know to do. It's just take a heading that you always use. Now, because we want to learn structures, and I want to stress they're important, we're going to use them for this project. And what did I say should be what should our first structure be?
Location.
Location. Generally, when I'm programming, when I'm coming out with code, I first take an outline. The goal of the outline is to break everything down into some kind of variable, make all the variables, and then lastly, I'll do the execution. The last thing I do is the function or instruction. I'll come up with a plan. I have a general idea in my head. For example, I know we're going to alternate between input and output, so I know I need to check input every other turn. I know what it needs to do, but before I can write how to do it, I just need what it's storing. So we'll do location. Location will be kind of the